as far as I'm concerned.
What's good, people? It's your boy Reese Ross, and you are now listening to As Far As I'm Concerned. Sitting across the table for me today, I got the lovely Miss Shay.
Hey.
I got Mr. June D sitting over there.
Yeah.
And also our special guest, Mr. Jamal Nubi.
Good afternoon.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great.
And we're going to jump right into it. Jamal, the last time you were on, we heard probably a quarter of your story. I think we stopped at you were waiting for a release date for parole. So we're just going to let you jump right back in there. And we'll get through some more of this story because it's so interesting.
Yeah, so finally got my date. He called me and said, Jamal J Nubi, rolled up your bunk and meet, come to the Sally Gate. So I went to Sallyport. They had met from Richmond to pick me up, which was great. That way they didn't have to take me to Richmond to catch a bus. So I go to her house, stay about 2 or 3 days. Come home to Roanoke. She take me to Trailways in Richmond. Man, I get off the bus in Trailways in Roanoke. It was raining, gloomy. I thought I came to a ghost town. I come up Salem Avenue where I used to live. All the houses that were there 8 years ago were gone. They were gone. Just tore them down. I mean, like I said, man, what am I coming to here? So I called a cab, had to go all the way to Carew Apartments where my mom lived. I get there, when nobody home, they knew I was coming in off the key. So once I get there, I go to my sister's apartment. They knew we were coming, so my ex-wife was there and a couple of friends and everything. So we had a little coming home party. And crazy as it is, I don't know why I did this, man. I mean, and everybody was drinking and smoking and, and I had, my system was probably just pure clean, you know what I mean? So they had this weed out called Burmese. I hit it, talking to my ex-wife. Next thing I know, I hear something hit the floor. Boom! I'm looking at her knees. I thought she hit me, So she said, what's wrong with you? I said, did you hit me? Something looking, she said, what happened? I get up, it was the weed. And my system pure, I had, 8 years I had smoked the thing, So anyway, I go home, get over my mom's house. Man, I'm tore. Like you're saying, I'm tore from the floor, man, you know what I mean? Next day I go out to VEC, put in an application, take the aptitude test. You gotta tell me I made 98 on the aptitude test. Since he'd been there, he had everybody make that score, right? Tell me that I qualify for lab technician, radiology, anything along that field that I want. So I said, okay, I said, that sounds wonderful. Come back 5 minutes later, where you worked in the last 30, 60 days? I said, Capital Construction. He said, where is that? I said, it's in Richmond. He said, what is it? I said, Statewide Trustee Group. I said, huh? I said, yeah. He said, so you were in prison? I said, yeah. That's where I was at for the last 60 days. Man, come back 5 minutes later, well, we'll call you when we find something. I said, hold it. You just told me I qualify for all this and you don't have anything open on that? Well, we'll get in touch with you. From that day to this day, I haven't heard anything from VEC.
It's a long waiting list.
Yes, sir. So I go to my PO, name was Sheila Cooper. I said, Sheila, look. I said, I can't get a job. She said, what you mean? I said, man, tell me I made 98. I qualify for lab technician, everything, I said, but they won't give me a job. So I said, wait a minute. I said, I got an album here I'm going to give you. She said, well, I said, we record this in the penitentiary. So she said, oh, so you're into music? I said, yeah. I said, I got a couple groups that want me to sing with them right now. I said, I can make some money that way. She said, well, you don't supposed to go 10 miles outside the radius. I said, it's going to definitely be 10 miles outside the radius sometime. She said, I don't know about that, Jamal. I said, well, what we going to do? She said, I'll tell you what we do. She said, I'm going to trust you. She said, here's my home number. You got my card. She said, anything comes in, contact me first. She said, I don't care, just contact me first, And she said, we're together, we'll come up with something. I said, okay, so that capped off pretty good. So I joined this group, was a jazz group that we called ourselves something new, you know. And we had about 4 piece. I think we had, bass Joe Hicks, Ronnie Laws on drum, Bill Birch on saxophone, do like Roscoe McFadden on keyboards. And I did vocal. We were doing like Swedish Taboo, Smooth Operator.
Shot Daddy.
Jams.
We was doing stuff by Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. When it going gets tough, off the wall, the things like that, and also Wine Light, Bill on the sax. We did a lot of jazz stuff, and I was on the vocals. Joe, he came in with background sometimes, so we did pretty good at that for a while, So Joe left, got another bass player named Eddie. Then eventually the band just trickled on down, So I found another group, got in with some white boys. They call themselves Ritz. So I'm doing stuff like Sledgehammer, stuff by the Commodores. Everybody do what's that thing? Brick House. Everybody do songs like that, right? So, I'm a vocalist, man. I mean, I sing anything, country, western, whatever. It don't make no difference to me, So we pull up at a Moose Lodge one night, down in Vinton. I said, oh hell, wait a minute, I get in there, I'm the only thing black. So I said, okay, I can deal with this. You know how they be looking at you, big straw hats on and beards and looking like bikers and stuff, right? So we get in there, man, we get to jamming, man. I get Sledgehammer and a couple other songs, right? They up there dancing. Next thing I know, man, you want something to drink? You come on side on break, we got you. I said, no. So anyway, that went off smooth. That went off real smooth. So we played several gigs. They had a place called February's out on Wilson Road. We played out there a couple of times. That's right across from CBS Wilson Road. A lot of kids from Harlan College went there. They were set up for them. So we went out there. So next gig I think we had shortly after that was Festival in the Park. So after I leave the stage down there, the guy said, look here, man, I said, you interested in getting another group? We trying to get a vocal group together, So well, something to do, man. So I got into that. One thing led to another. We formed another group, and we were really love men as a vocal group. But then, like I said, we got back, did other things. So the music thing just kept going. It just kept going. It just kept going from one incident to the next incident. So I get back with Sheila. I said, look, the thing is doing pretty good. I said, I got a job with my brother-in-law, asphalt and pavement, And she said, well, that's good. She said, you still going on the road? I said, on the weekends. She said, okay, remember what I told you. If anything come down, you got my home number, you got my business card, give me a call. So like I said, everything went smooth after that. So I get another job at Radar. And this was like 1985 when they had the flu.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I had just left Radar down on Roy Avenue. Took some people up to, what's it? The park up in Lafayette, off of Lafayette. What's that park up there? Had the big house back in the back. It was a park up there. They would take older people. I think Radar was set up with.
So the one with the
you
palm
it's back on the
big green house
back
sitting
there.
back on
I know what you're talking about. I can't
yeah.
get it.
That's the one with the music. They have the musical
I think
instruments
it's
out there
off
now.
Clifton.
No, not that one.
Oh.
You talking about the one? Yeah, off Clifton.
Off
You
Clifton,
hit
yeah.
that road back there.
Yeah, anyway, so I had just dropped the people off. The man called me. He said, look, to go back and get the people. I said, huh? He said, man, you can't come down Orange Avenue. You can't come down Railroad. I said, why not? He said, they look like a river right there. So I go back up, pick the people up, come back down, drop them off at the houses and stuff, get back down on Road Avenue, Radar. And I mean, it raining, man. I looked down the hill at 10th Street on Orange Avenue, and it was actually like one river. You couldn't go. Oh, so I said, oh, wow, man.
It was the end of Lakeside too.
Yeah, it went to everything. So,
I was alive.
next day or two, I go up on Miller Street to visit my son. I can't get on Miller Street. That's when I found out how powerful flood water is. Cars were packed on top of each other just like somebody used a crane to set them on top of water did that. You know. And luckily, they didn't get drowned because somebody got up during the night, stepped on the public water, found out that it was flooding and they got out of there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so things, like I said, then from there, I worked at Harlan's College, which was a wonderful gig, man. Harlan's College, I worked up there, did a little stuff, got into another band, and I just been into music ever since I've been home. Been in music ever since I've been home. Got this group together, I think it was like 86, 87. We called ourselves Boss. And I came up with that name because, when you're working for yourself, there's nothing no sweeter than that. And what that means is business, the business of sweet success. And newspaper get hold to that, they run an article. We had to set up a festival. We had went to Family Dollar, got about 4 twin sheets for a twin size bed, and painted Boss on them with spray paint for a backdrop.
Gotta make work.
Hey, that DIY, that's the way to go.
Yeah, made a backdrop behind the stage down at the exhibition hall. So come to find out, we had to pay insurance. Liability insurance.
Oh shit.
So I said, wow. So I asked the guy, I said, how much is that? He said, $1,400. I said, $1,400, so do I get in of it back? He said, no. I said, huh?
Wait, $1,400 in 86, 87?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
For liability insurance, man.
That's a lot now.
It's like 10 grand.
Yeah, that's a lot now.
So he explained it to me. He said, think about this. He said, the place holds about 1,000 people. Just think if a fire break out or a fight break out and they have a stampede. He said, you liable for a lawsuit. Any of those people, all them people can sue you,
Just a medical bill.
So when he said that, I said, okay, keep the $1,400. Because we had already sold tickets to the event. And it turned out nice, man. We had overcrowd. It was people standing around the wall. And this was a Valentine thing that we get. So I come to find out, people come to see the band. They don't come to see who giving the event. So I figured out right then, I said, wait a minute. These guys been getting us to play at certain clubs. I said, we can book our own gigs.
They making all the money.
Get all the money.
Yeah.
So that's what we started doing. We started booking our own gigs. We rent places, book it. They want to see us anyway. Even Studio 21, which was a prime spot, which was on Loud Avenue at that time. We stayed down there. I came up with things like nuts and bolts. So like you come in, you get the bolts, you get the nut. And that's a good way for people to get together. You see, let's see if they fit into that, see what I'm saying? And then you got a conversation piece.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's our conversation. Man gets that and she gets the other one, and but let me see if that fit. Then you got a conversation thing. Then we had a thing like a big leg fishnet contest. Morris Day was out with that fishnet. Had a big leg fishnet contest. And we would give them a contest. I would go to the liquor store, man, and get about a fifth of Hennessy's. Go to Hills at that time, get one of the little TV sets cheap, to give door prizes, and I found this out, man, from back in the 70s when we used to go to West Virginia, and then I used to go to Carolina to certain clubs, and I would tell guys around here, they would wonder why, man, I got a crowd in here this week, but I don't have one next week. I said, you gotta give the people something, man. I said, you can't charge people $10 to come into your club every night and don't give them something,
Give them a reason to be there.
Yeah, I said, set out hors d'oeuvres or whatever, And that's when I found out from club owners, when you go to a club, you always see pretzels, popcorn, something like that that's salty. All that does is make you thirsty.
So yeah, drink more.
It's gonna make you buy.
But to dry you out.
Yeah, you know, you buy. You dip your little hand, and they got the little bowls. You dip your hand in the popcorn or the pretzels, and you gonna drink something. You gotta drink something, right?
And it's
So
gotta be one of them little wooden bowls.
Yeah, always gotta be
that. Like you see little salad bowls they call them. So what we would do, I go to like Party Depot or somewhere like that, get the roll of tickets. That way I can find out exactly how many people came in because I think it was like 200 tickets to a roll. And each one of them was marked. So if you sold all the tickets, then it's got to be at least $200 if you sell them for $1 a piece. So I'm saying, so we did it like that with the Civic Center and everything. So we started making money that way. And the little money that they were giving us at the clubs or the events that we played for, man, that money tripled. You know, man, because once we got the money back that we spent off top and put money into the kitty for equipment, you know, like drumsticks or guitar strings or whatever, or traveling, then the rest of it would be split. That's how we paid for the recordings, I'm saying.
Now, at that time, what was the average take home for one of them shows at around that time?
Oh man, at that time, I think the guys get the same thing right now. They didn't want to give you any more than like $500, you know, a set.
Right.
You know, and we paid 4 hours then. I think they paying 2 hours now. You know, so you know we were doing 4-hour sets, man. You know.
Wow.
And like I said, $500. I said, wait a minute, you know.
So we y'all like take breaks in between?
Yeah, you know, we'll play like an hour, 45 minutes, take a break. Then we'll go back and do the same thing. And in between that, we had music that was recorded, so the DJ didn't have to play. We had music that was recorded. I remember one time we went to West Virginia, man, with this group called Counterpoint, and we had a gig up there every year. We got gigs to East Coast Production. They were one of the people that got gigs for us, which was wonderful because they would call us and say, look, y'all got a gig in West Virginia, Charleston, or wherever it might be. Here's the route to take. This is what the weather gonna be like. And we got 20%. They got 20% off the top. So I got tired of going to clubs, man, and you see the club packed. And then at the end of the night, the man tell you, well, I didn't make enough money, I'm gonna have to give you this. I said, no.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, bull, straight up. You know, but that was the game they would run. So I got to do some contracts. You signed a contract for this amount here. I'm not taking $1. You know what I'm saying? Had to take 2 in the court behind that. You know. So God, man, no, you took me to court. See, look, you signed a contract. You know, so you don't know about contract, written and verbal. You got to pay us what you want. So that eliminated that. That eliminated that. You know, so like I said, with Counterpoint, man, we were hooked up. We played at Hollins College. Now we were practicing on Broad Street over here in Northwest. Got a gig at Hollins College. They paid for the sound equipment from Stage Sound. All we had to do was take our own equipment, like of course guitars or whatever, right? Microphone, snake, and all that was set up when we got in. $1,400. Right here at town.
And that's so that's $1,400 past expenses?
That's 14 period. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, the college paid for the setup from Stage Sound.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
damn,
you know,
that's what's
all
up.
we did, that was good money, you know.
That's good now.
$500 gigs to $1,400.
Yeah, I did, you know, 86, man, I mean, God knows, $1,400, like you said, that's good now, right? So the way colleges work, they would call kids in from other colleges. I think it's a college in Charlottesville, it's a female college. So they would come up, some would come up from Charlottesville, and that's the way it gigs, because they say, oh man, we like this band here, we want you to play for our frat party. So we went to Charlotte, played for, I think it was Duke or something down there, you know. Man, they had paid for the hotel rooms at Holiday Inn, you know, got $2,500 out of that one.
Dang.
You know, and so we got on the college circuit. So that's where the money was at, you know. We got on the college circuit, you know. So
Write that down.
It went good,
I know,
man.
Write that
It
down.
definitely went good.
When the first, as far as I'm concerned, live show happened, I think I'm gonna try to do it at a college.
Yeah, college is a good money, man.
College is good for everybody but comedians,
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah,
from what I hear.
College is good for everybody, but the students is paying to go there.
No, I said
I can
parents.
attest to
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say that's good.
But anyway, like I said, you know, the ball rolled and it rolled good like that. And boss, man, we were doing top hits, man. I mean, we were doing top hits, you know. But going back to Counterpoint, Henry Street, which y'all probably heard of,
Oh, yeah.
you know. It really shut down before I could really get in there like I wanted to. We played plenty of gigs up there when I was younger, you know, and we wasn't supposed to be in the clubs, but you know how they go, you know. Y'all, well, don't worry about it. You know, the police run in at the back door, y'all go out the back door, that kind of thing, you know, because most of them was illegal nip joints anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Mill Mountain Playhouse, I think it might have been on Mill Mountain at that time. They moved it downtown when they built Senator Square. So they had a skit for like a whole week or 2 weeks, and Henry Street was part of it. So our band played as far as the nightclub scene. This girl named Merlin Davis and I, man, we were singing Secret Lovers, and the Secret Lovers was hot at that time. You know, I mean, we did it so good. I think that Atlanta Star would have gave us a standing ovation. For real. You know, we tore it down, man. You know what I mean? And we doing the gig, man, doing the gig. Something happened. Merlin couldn't make the gig. So this boy named Rufus Parrish, his sister could sing, so we got hurt. So when she left, we still had to do the Henry Street show. So the guy playing bass, he trying to pull the girl one night, so he talking about, man, this girl here can sing, man, she can really sing, you know. I said, can she, man? He said, yeah. I said, okay. So I'm out front, you know what I mean? So man, we get to everything, get ready to do Circuit Lovers. You know what she asked me? The music playing. I'm singing my verse. What's my line? I said, no, she didn't.
Oh my gosh.
The auditorium packed, you know. So I said, oh no. You know. Man, I seen the guys playing the guitar, stepping behind the amp, trying to find somewhere to hide. You can't have on the stage like that. And I said, oh man. So we went through half of it, cut it, went into Who Do You Love, a song right there, Who Do You Love, I think it's Bernard Wright, you know, to get her off the stage. People still wanted to hear Secret Lovers. You know, I said, oh man, so we faked it, went through it. Man, after the gig, all of us jumped on him and said, man, so you said the girl could sing. But that's what she told me. So no, you didn't say that. You said that she could sing.
Like he actually heard her sing and confirmed it.
Yeah, but he was saying he was
That's
trying
how I
to
would have took it.
He was trying to pull her for a date that night, and that was part of his game plan. You know, and set us up in that game plan.
You trying to hit them sheets.
Yeah, that's what it was. So anyway,
She can't even hit a note. Sorry.
the guy that owned Cycle Systems at that time, he really fell for us, man. He sponsored everything. We did a video at a public broadcasting, Blue Ridge Broadcasting, and it's still out there in the archives. You know, they filmed it and showed it on TV for about 2 or 3 days.
So this is why you was boss?
No, this was with Counterpoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with Counterpoint. And like I said, the Henry Street thing, man, he capped off good, right? And then, like I said, then I went with Boss. And then after that, man, my little daughter was born, so I got out of the band thing for a minute, you know, and opened up my own company. We had a vault company. What we did, we made grave liners. You know, Kelly, Bostic, and Nubi. We made grave liners, you know, we sold them to cemeteries, you know what I mean? And these are the boxes that they put coffins in and put the seal on. And we were making those and selling them like that, you know. So we got a company like that, Kelly, Bostic, and Nubi. And those guys too, they knew exactly what to do, but they showed me, so we got into it, and you know, we made pretty good money off that. So we ran that for a while, and then I got into another business, man. Like set up a janitorial service. You know, got good contracts with banks and stuff like that at night. You know, until I got back into the music scene.
So you pretty much like you made a point to like, I'm not working for nobody with me.
That's it.
That's what's up.
That's it. You know, I mean, you know, I think that was my problem back in the day when I was younger. You know, I just couldn't see how I could get ahead, you know, at $6 an hour or whatever it might have been at that time for a minimum wage. And then I figured out, I said, well, hell, man, the job is not meant for you to get ahead at all. You know, that's just something to pacify you. And sometimes,
So the man can get
yeah,
it.
that's what it's all about the man. You know, if you working a job and they give you $12 an hour, you probably making that man $12,000 an hour.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming from? So I said, no, wait a minute, you know, I can't see getting ahead like that. You know,
But that's a good way to where you can still keep your passion. You still able to keep music as a big part of your life,
you know, I'm
but
still
then you
doing
can
that.
still, you know, earn a living and stuff.
So the thing that I did, like I said, you know, I stayed into the music. And I don't think the other guys did, but I stayed into the music. Like I said, we recorded in '87. I did a remix of a song that's on the album called Let Us. I remixed it called Let Us Make Love. You know. And man,
Which I like, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, we listened
Yes,
to
I
it.
love that shit.
You need to hear it on the album.
The new one.
No,
I don't
the
think
old one. The old one. Have you heard the
I
old
think it's the
one?
one we listened to. We listened to the whole
With the
old one.
moans and the groans.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing that they played that
I was
on
like,
radio because that was before Prince.
This shit's sexy.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to second guess that at all.
No, you knew what was
You
happening.
knew exactly what was happening.
Exactly what this song was.
Oh,
And she liked it.
Yeah, you know, we had already did the foreplay for y'all. You had to do is go on the rest of it, you know.
Go on, finish your job,
Yeah,
sir.
you know. But anyway, like I said, you know, I get a call from this guy named Jonathan. He tells me, he said, man, he said, is this Jamal Nubi? I said, yes, who is it? You know, he said, my name is John Kirby. He said, I work for a group out of Chicago called the Numerical Group. So we purchased y'all's album from James Carrington. So Carrington told us that he wrote all the songs, did all the music. I said, so you got the album? He said, yeah. So I said, how did you get in touch with me? He said, I see your name on here, drummer, songwriter, vocalist, you know, Cornelius K, Harry Coleman. They named everybody's name off. So I said, wait a minute. I said, that tell you right there that he didn't write all the songs or play the music. I said, because our name is beside each song that we wrote. So I said, what's up? He said, man, he said, we bought the album. We plan on having a record release October 2015 in Richmond at, I think it was Steady Sounds in Broad Street. I said, okay. So they called me. I said, look, man, I said, car broke down, so I got to rent a car. And I said, look, I don't have anywhere to stay. I haven't seen those guys in 40 years. You know what I'm saying? He said, don't worry about it. We take care of it. So I can get to Richmond, man. You know, the hotel room and everything. I said, wow. You know, that's my first taste of celebrity life. You know what I mean? Hotel room, people were there. You know, get pictures and this woman named Catherine Crump. I think she was working for NPR at that time. So she did a good article on us. And anyway, like I said, we put the album out. They put it out 2015. 2016, we get a call from Catherine Crump. She said, Jamal, she said, I swear, I think I heard one of y'all songs on this movie at a matinee in Richmond the other day. So, huh? She said, I think it's one of the songs that y'all do. So we investigated, and it was the song Our Love, the song that Cornelius K and I wrote. So they already knew this before they told us. Because, I mean, 2016, Moonlight won 6 Golden Globes and an Oscar.
Yeah, that was one of the big
And they
movies
just
of the
released
year.
the album in 2015, so they had to release it before they told us about it. See where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2017, they did the same thing, released the same song to Pharrell Williams, which is on Roxanne. So I went looking for an attorney. No entertainment attorneys at all in this area. So a friend of mine named Danny, he tells me about a law firm in Richmond. And the lady tell me, she said, look, said, you gotta give me $75, we'll send your application, and we'll see if we can take the case. I said, no. I'll send you $75, and you're gonna see if you can take the case. I said, no. So in the process of that, dude named Kirk Schroeder, supposed to be one of the best ones around, he's from Charlottesville. I sent Neil over there, Katie, he talked to him, so he told us that he'll take the case for pro bono. So we went out to file a suit against the Numerical Group. Okay, like I said, this was 2016. We still fighting it. They're making proceeds off of, we're not getting 1 penny off of it. The whole album is on YouTube, and you know how YouTube go. I think Our Love has hit over 5,000 or whatever, so people tell me that after you hit a certain point, you start getting paid for it. You didn't get paid nothing.
The only people getting paid is the guys that quote unquote bought the album.
The people that put the album on there,
Yeah.
the Numerical Group, they get paid. Now, where they do a trick in the game, Neil is getting paid, but her and I are not. So we the only 3 that's left out of the group, and we know that's alive, understand? So we the ones filing the lawsuit.
Oh.
So
That's
anyway,
fucked up.
yeah, so
Yeah, it
anyway,
is.
this man stringed us off for like 3 years, almost 3 years, man. And then we tell them, look here, we want to go to court. You know what they told us? I'm not a litigating lawyer. So what you mean by that? I don't go to court, I don't make deals. I said, man, you should have told us that 2 years ago.
So you should have made a deal.
Yeah, you know, so look, I said, we want to make a deal. Want us to take $20,000. First deal was $12,000. Split it 3 ways. Come on, man. You get more money than that playing the lottery.
Ain't worth time.
No, you know, like I said, you can play the lottery and get more money than that. You know. Then he came with 20. You know. I said, no, that's not happening. So anyway, once he wrote us a letter saying that he no longer going to represent us in the case, a guy named Taylor Jones that we met at worked with an advertising group out of LA called Yours Truly. He came in and wanted to do a story on us. And he knew this guy named Jeff that was a lawyer that teaches law at USC in California. So now we got USC representatives. So like I said, you know, we're gonna get paid because they done said several times they don't want to go to court. You know. And the bad thing about it, like I said, when you look at the credits on Moonlight, it says performed by the Edge of Daybreak Band, written by Canadian Skate. So everybody's supposed to be getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, they don't work the deal out some kind of way where he's the only one getting paid and her and I not getting paid. See what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we gonna fix that. We gonna fix
That's
that because the lady told us one of the law students said, look, if anybody in the group that's getting paid and the rest of the group is not getting paid, they can take that person to court.
Yeah, because that's not how a group works.
And get paid because it's a group.
Right.
You know, now they told Neil, the person, this is what the Murrah group told Neil, the person that does the intro to the song is the one that composed the song. And that's the only name they put up there. I said, that's bull.
Yeah.
I said, because you can look at the back of any record or any album, they got everybody's name on there, and everybody
y'all
gets paid.
playing live instruments. That's not how that works.
No, I said, come on, let's look at your credits. I mean, that'll be on Moonlight 100 years from now if you ever see it.
Yeah.
Performed by the Edge of Daybreak Band. That's gonna be on that. And
That's messed up.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, since that time, Anita Baker, Sly Stone, I think maybe JC or something, they have went in to get the rights to their music.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was like
Now Sly, they
It was
took
the same movie?
people.
No.
Oh, I was about to say.
No, how they take people's money. See, Sly Stone, I think he went back as far as 60 something. You know, they wasn't paying him what they were supposed to pay him. So he took it to court. Like I said, then Anita, the other people, she just got all her rights to her music. That's why Prince dropped out, said that he wanted his own label. You know.
Because the record labels will own you, and then they'll sell whatever the fuck they want, and then be like, nah, you don't get none of this.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean?
And you see that with what they call one-night sensations, overnight sensations. This group is hot.
Wonders.
Yeah, one-hit wonders. This group is hot for right now. And then the next thing they not. But I come to find out behind that, you got a lot of people, man, that can't write. They can't play instruments. So they get out there, and whoever writes the music, they gonna get paid. Whoever do the instruments gonna get paid.
And the publishing gonna get paid.
And the publishing gonna get paid. Management gonna get paid. You know, and I think a person that made it real clear, two people that made it real clear, was Kurt Franklin with God's Property. When they hit over $1 million and got the platinum or the gold, his members in this group wanted to sue him. He told me, you can't do that. He said, God's Property is a name that I came up with, and y'all got paid for studio work. So you can't do that. Okay, Teddy Riley did the same thing with Blackstreet. They wanted to hit him up, but they forgot. Who paying for your hotel rooms? Who paying for your food?
Who
paying
making
for
his beats?
Who paying for the road
Writing
crew?
them songs?
Yeah, studio time and all that. The rest of the guys weren't doing that. So like I said, you know, it's a chain behind that, and you can't live off of royalties.
Nah,
No, you can't. You got to
It's
have record
dwindled down
sales.
over time.
Just
It's never
amazing to
dwindled down.
live off of royalties, right? So people that really make money when you're in the music thing, you do live concerts. That's where your money comes from, you know, and your fan base. But your money comes from live concerts, you know. So I found all this out dealing with what we're dealing with right now. But like I said, that's where I'm at in the process right now. We trying to get paid for people pimping our music and pimping us. You know?
Yeah. That's not right. That's not right.
No, I mean, but you think about this, man. We're in the penitentiary supposedly for committing a crime. Okay, and then you're gonna steal from convicts and you won't be free? That can't happen, man. Society not gonna let that happen. I can hear the old ladies in the church now, oh no, them boys played their dues, they done went through their trials and tribulations, y'all can't do that to them, and that's why they don't want to go to court.
Oh yeah, because they know it's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Not wanting to go to court is almost admitting that you did something wrong
exactly
in the first
right.
place.
Yeah,
And
you're
then-
trying to pay somebody off to make it go away.
And then in today's society, with the way that the internet and shit work, the rest of the world catch wind of them doing some fucked up shit like that and
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
y'all's
their
story.
whole job.
Oh my god, they whole
They'll
be
company be-
canceled.
They'll
like
be put on the
immediately.
blacklist, and
That's
nobody,
fucked up.
nobody else will get music from them.
Exactly.
You know,
And that's I guess that's one way that you could be like, oh snap, the internet does work for some good.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like something like that is something that deserves to be
Yeah,
heard.
that's one of the ways
Rest of the world
it
need to
works
know
how
that.
it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And so then on the other side of that is this. When Moonlight released that money, that music from them, right? They had no idea that the music was stolen. That they didn't have permission to do. So if we go to court, that's a domino effect. Moonlight got to go too. A24 and bank robbers, they released the music for the movie. See what I'm saying? So they don't want that domino effect. Well, not only us gonna hit them, everybody else gonna hit them too. So they keep saying we don't want to go to court. You know, excuse my French, but like grandma said, shit to get off the pot.
Hey.
You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
You know,
Facts.
you ain't got but one of the two. You got to pay up or get up. You know what I mean? So like I said, we got USC working on. I think that's gonna cap off this year. Like I said, man, we've been on this since 2016.
This gotta be a fucking struggle.
2016, you know. And lo and behold, man, if I had to start putting us out on Facebook, you know, we wouldn't be as far as we are right now. And I didn't know anything about Facebook at all till this guy named Marcus Miller came down from Washington Post. That also worked for Pitchfork magazine. He came down to Toronto and interviewed me, a guy named K. K drove from Richmond, and got our whole story. And John Kirby asked me, did I mind talking to other magazines to give them the story? So that's how we got out there. That's exactly how we got out there. Okay. This guy named Jamie Patrice, he said he was going through the internet looking for a rap group and came across our story. So he came down, I guess maybe 4 years ago, wanted to write a book. But he couldn't pay us for the book, and he couldn't say that we're gonna get any money off of it until the book sells, because books don't work like that.
Yeah,
So we didn't go for that.
Cause you get a book published for like $60 and just hope
Yeah.
that you
Yeah,
get
it's
something.
definitely hope. So we didn't go for that. So he came back, I think it was 2019, with this guy named Warren Ostegon. And Warren, he's a movie producer. You know, he done produced stuff that's been out there for a while, man. I think at that time he was doing something with the Wayman Brothers. You know, Crazy Cool or Cool Crazy or something like that, right? So Warren came in, talked a good deal. The 5 of us signed up with Vitamin A Films, which is out of South Carolina. Okay, they pitched it to A&E. A&E liked it. So as of July of this year, you know, we signed with A&E.
Oh, word?
Yeah, we signed with A&E. You know what I'm saying? And we got a podcast coming on called Soul Incarcerated. And we're in the process of them buying that podcast also.
Oh, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, you know, in 3 years' time, this much is happening. You know, this much is happening. But like I said, you know, it all come from me putting that out on social media. Because the guys were saying, man, them guys selling that record, but they not promoting us. I said, that's not their intention to promote us.
They're gonna make a little bit of money
Their
off of
intention is to make money. Because the whole thing, what they do, man, they buy vintage and rare records.
Then they just make the money off of selling it to movies
Yeah, quick
and
money, you know what I mean?
commercials and
You know,
shit
so
like
whatever
that.
they can get, you know, they get it off of that. You know, and I told the guys, I just think about this. I said, man, we got to win this case. Because there's no telling how many people that they have got over on like that.
Oh, you must be.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
gotta
got
have been a lot.
Yeah, I mean, go think
Crazy.
about it. I mean, I'm a realist. I look at it like this. I got a copy of the original album that I autographed, okay? Now, if I pass away and somebody approach anybody in my family that can get hold to that album and offer them a piece of money, they not playing it. They just sitting on the shelf collecting dust, right? They gonna sell it. If I'm gone, they don't know the history behind it or nothing. All they know, man gave me so much money for this album that was just sitting around, bam. So God knows how many albums they done bought like that from family members or people that's deceased.
You know if any of y'all's original albums is out there floating around?
Now I don't think, well, there might be a few, but I doubt it because what they did when they brought the album back out, they sent it to Charlottesville, University of Charlottesville. You can find
they
this.
probably got one up
You
there.
can find this in Charlottesville Herald newspaper. They printed this with Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone did an article on this, right? They said the Numerical Group sent us a copy of the Edge of Daybreak Eyes of Love album and want us to make copies of it. So that's bootleg.
Yeah, that's not the.
That's like you paying some Michael Jordan tennis shoes that's not Michael Jordan tennis shoes. It's just a copy.
Like new ones that they put out. That's not the original.
Yes. And that's what they selling. They selling it. See what I'm saying? That's what they selling now. You know.
Crazy.
But the album can be found in the catalog of Barnes and Noble. You go to Barnes and Noble, they got it in the catalog. You can order it. They don't have it on the shelf. You can do the same thing at Walmart. You know, and Target might have it, but they don't have it on the shelf. But you can ask them, they can order it for you. Sell them for like $35, $40, $50 an album as an original raw collection.
And that's so, but like, okay, I'm trying to get it wrapped around my head. So, like, even if, like, with all the publications and people like helping y'all put y'all story out, as of now, if they do start selling them shits, like, y'all still don't get nothing from it.
Not as long as they got possession of it.
That's crazy.
No, but see,
That is not. That's not right at all. That's
I mean,
what?
you know, crooks, man. I mean, like I say, you know, pirates used to be on the sea. Now they on the land.
Now they on computers.
You know, that's right. That's what I'm saying, on the land. You know, like people used to rob banks with guns. Now what they do, they hack. You know, times change, but it's still the same game. You know, it's still the same game plan. You know, so that's what we're going through right now. You know, like I said, you know, as far as July, send the contract in to A&E. I think it was August, maybe August the 9th or something like that. They sent us a W-9 form, so they got
Okay,
that.
so y'all get something off of that now.
Yeah, we, you know, we
Well, good.
We got
Because y'all deserve something off
we got a
of
nice
something.
contract with them.
What is, and I might have missed that part, what did A&E say their intentions was?
A&E, they already said they wanted to do 5 years of syndication with that. That means they want to run it on TV for 5 years. They can see 5 years. Our story, the Edge of Daybreak story.
So they doing a documentary with y'all in it, or somebody?
Well, you know, we might make cameo appearances. We don't know. We haven't got to that point yet, right? But this guy named Dorian Mystic, he's gonna be one of the main key players. And then Dorian, he's got a program that comes on Sunday night called For Life.
Oh yeah, on CBS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a star in that as a lawyer. I think
Oh.
I never seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So he's gonna be a part of that.
Oh shit.
And so he's behind it. We try to get Charles Murphy, but he's busy. See what I'm saying? So they working with a guy named Hank. You know, he's from Virginia. You know, said he know for real and all. So right now, I think Hollywood going through a thing where you got your showrunners. They are kind of protesting for not getting paid and stuff like that since the pandemic. You know, pandemic and theater shut down. So a lot of actors and actresses, they still waiting on that money. You know, so that's the hold up. But like I said, we already signed a contract with A&E. They said they can see 5 years and want to know if they can go past that. Yeah, they can definitely go past that. See, because they're gonna get into each one of our individual stories, basically like you're doing, right?
Right.
And that definitely go on, man. You know, that can last forever and ever. You know, so that's the plan. You know, we're gonna get paid for each episode. We're gonna get paid for streaming. We're gonna get paid for this and that. You know, and we have became partners with A&E. You know, man. So you know that puts us part of we on their payroll now. So that's
So I'm just trying to make sure I understand this. Are they talking more of a what do they call it? almost a miniseries, but not quite, where it's like 5, 6 episodes, but it's still one continuous story with somebody portraying you, somebody
Yeah,
portraying
it's
other
gonna be
band
somebody
members.
portraying other people.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay,
so
that's
like-
what I was wondering
Yeah, like I
about.
said, we might make cameo appearances and stuff like that. That's like I kind of think it's gonna be, when Denzel did that thing about what American Gangster.
Yeah.
At the end of the American Gangster, they actually talked to the real guy. That lived
Yeah, they had him
around.
at the end.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying, then they did a little
They gotta
documentary.
get
like
Morris
that.
Chestnut to be him.
Yeah, so
I'm putting that. I want to go on the record and say that Morris Chestnut does not play Jamal J Nubi. I'm wrong.
But anyway,
Why not go Idris Elba? Just,
That's-
That is a better
Because then
thing.
Sharonda gonna watch it too much, and we don't got time for that.
I do love it. You just have
So anyway, that's what's happening. That's what's happening to this day. You know what I mean? So we like I said, we waiting and waiting and waiting, but it's all looking good, man. It's
That's
all
dope.
looking
It's
good.
And patience is important.
Yes, because
especially
y'all
in your
earned that.
situation, y'all come a long way
And I
already.
definitely prove that I got patience. I mean, because when I went to penitentiary, man, I mean, what I wanted it right then.
Well, that you sat on the side of the road for 4
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, that was
and nobody
patience.
Yeah,
knew
that's
you was there.
patience
You stayed there.
That would have been the last of my patience.
This guy going, oh, you want this? I'm getting to it. Like, wait a minute, though. Like, all right, look, Lord.
But I said, it's all good, man. Like I said, so that's where we at this point as far as the edge of daybreak. Like I said, I got my own music out there, under my name. Got 2 songs out there on Spotify and SoundCloud, Half a Chance and Let Us Make Love.
You still making music and stuff like that?
Yeah, as much as I can. So once we do this thing, if we come up with some new music, for A&E, for whatever the series is gonna be, my plan is to still put out my own CD.
That's what's up.
Because that's the edge of daybreak. That's the history of the edge of daybreak. I got a history past the edge of daybreak because I kept with music when everybody didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Mine, you got busy.
Mine is mine.
That's
So,
what's up.
it's just separate, And like I say, if I die right now, I got a legacy. That's the main thing.
Well, in the meantime, in case you haven't heard, Cool Breeze Media is available.
I don't know nothing about that.
What's Cool Breeze Media, Ruben?
That's our business. That's what we do.
Okay, like I say, it's all good. The more publicity and more exposure you get, the better things are. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully, it's still growing, but hopefully, as far as I'm concerned, we'll put it in front of even more people,
Yeah.
which is the absolute intention to, even people that are younger than me, younger than them, younger than you. If you put it in front of them and they like it, they ain't gonna pay attention to where it came from. It's just like, hey, I like this.
I think that especially like this type of story is something that's important for younger people to hear because I think with this internet generation, everything is automatically seen by everybody.
Yes, sure.
Right, and they
Whereas
ain't no
back then
idea
it
where
wasn't
it
like
came
that.
from.
You had to find it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you found it and you liked it, you told somebody else about it. You told somebody else about
Yeah.
it. And that's how. So to be able to gain that much popularity at that time really meant something.
Yeah, because
Whereas now,
word of mouth was happening. Yeah, word of mouth was your best advertising.
Yeah.
You could put it on the radio, but still, like you said, it gossip.
Because I remember you saying on the last one that like, somebody would get it and then you give it to somebody else. You're like, here it is. I want it back, but I need you to hear it. So
Yeah.
it's like that type of thing because nowadays with everything being so documented, I guess now they kind of trying to take away to be able to take advantage of people like that.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you got this band of 4 men in prison that's making amazing music, and then you got people that just feel like they can take advantage of people. And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's what,
not.
that's basically what they did, but like I said, they don't have to pay for it, because way society is not like it used to be back then. You got people, man, that's more open-minded, I never forget, man, when I came home, I joined the YMCA, and I asked them, did they have a physical training? They didn't know what I was talking about. 1990, everybody wants to get into fitness. You know what I mean? Now you can find physical training everywhere now.
I seen the pictures of you back in the day.
So I said, man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
But see, my
man's had the muscles.
my thing is that's why I stay in the gym now. I gotta stay fit, man. But my thing is this. I used to tell people, people say impossible. I say nothing impossible. It's just the degree of difficulty you got to go through to make it happen.
Exactly.
Because what's the first word? I am, then possible, right? If you spell it and break it, I am possible. So it can't happen. It can't happen. Like, my thing is this, man. If they'd have had internet back in the 70s, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Oh no.
Because talent scouts didn't come to this part of the They came to Richmond, Norfolk, Tidewater, because they knew about those places.
They damn sure didn't
Not
go to
the
a
small
prison.
cities.
They
like
didn't
Roanoke.
come to Roanoke. They didn't come to Roanoke, see what I'm saying? We were down the park, man, in the summertime. I was married then. I think it was before my son was born. I think this was maybe like 73. We was playing at Washington Park. We used to have festivals in all the parks during the summertime. And my wife, she said, "This guys over there want to talk to you when we left the stage." Man, I didn't know them from a can of paint, see what I'm saying? So the guys looked at me and said, "We like the way you sing, so you doing that song." It was a song called $1 Million, If I Had $1 Million. I think the group was, what's the name? We Soul something, right? Soul Searchers. So, the guy said, "Man," she said, "when we get back to New York, the guy that sang the lead song with us, he's going to jail." Said, "Would you like to have a job?" So I thought, give him a full job, right? So they said, we stay in the Holiday Inn. Gave me the room now. Holiday Inn right down there before it is now. When the 4 come there, it was Holiday Inn.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay.
I seen
So,
pictures.
so I go down there this Sunday, talk to the manager. He said, "Man, look, so the guys want you in the group, so you'll fit in good. So can you come to Rockefeller Center next Wednesday?" Just gave me the suite number, telephone number, and everything, right? So I just want to see you and talk to you. So they already booked you and you got the job. Don't you know I couldn't borrow a round trip ticket, bus fare from here to New York. Blew that.
Damn.
So I said,
Crazy.
a year later, I'm in the penitentiary, and the same thing happened. The music comes to reality. I said, man, things can happen in some strange times. But I never give up, and I always had that dream, because you just can't tell me no, and just let me leave it like it. See, I'm like this. If I go on a dead end street, that don't mean I'm stopped. I got on the street some kind of way, right? I can back up, turn around, or somebody driveway or something, but that don't stop me because I'm on a dead end street. You don't see plenty of people drive a one-way street. Hey, you can't let things stop you. I never felt like another man had the right to tell me what I could or couldn't do. That's why when the man said 35 years, I looked at him like he was crazy. What the hell is he to tell me I'm going to do 35 years? He got to be out of his mind. I was looking for every loophole in the world, man, to get out of it.
Somebody, trustee, where you
Yeah,
work at?
I made a pact with the devil while I was in Roanoke County Jail. I'm reading witchcraft. See what I'm saying? So I read this little thing about this dude named Sagana Tellis, or somebody was a gatekeeper for the devil, and if you make a pact in blood, you said the little chants and stuff as the smoke go up. They had butt cans that people put cigarette butts in, right? So I, scratching, getting blood, take this needle, I'm writing the pack and all that.
Trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, sir. Just any way possible. Like Malcolm said, any means necessary. See what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this man, and I'm laying on the bunk. Those old jail cells, they had the bars like you see on Andy Mayberry, right? Not the bars that you see there. You can't see nothing. So I'm laying there, man. My eyes wide open. I feel something real heavy on my feet. I don't see nothing. It just slowly come up my body. I can't move, I can't holler, I can't do nothing. Next thing I realize, I'm looking at myself, laying on the bed, and I'm looking at myself, looking at me from the outside the bar. As soon as I realized that, I don't know if I moved a toe or finger or not, the weight got off me. So that was some scary mess, right? I said, damn, the devil really working here, you know what I mean? I'm looking for the pop the gate, you know what I mean? So anyway, I found out later on, when I get to Powhatan, what that was all about. That's what they call astral projection. So I'm saying, now, I didn't know anything about Edgar Cayce, which was a famed psychic from out of Virginia Beach. He got a society down there, right? So I got to reading about Edgar Cayce. You know how people send him letters from different parts of the country. He'll read the letter, give it some meditation, and he could give the people healing. So that's when I found out that's what was happening with me, because I experienced that in the penitentiary. You know, and the penitentiary different than jail. You know, I'm laying up in the penitentiary. I'm in a daggone dormitory with about 200 some people, right? And I feel this. Hell, I don't know if it's an inmate or whatever at this time. I forgot all about the jail thing, right? But I can't move. I mean, that's not the place to be when something like that happens.
Oh no.
So when I went to the library, I get to researching and researching. So I said, okay, this is what's going on. So then I get into meditation, get into Buddhism really. I get into Buddhism, get into Hinduism and all that. And I get to find out certain things. So I had a meeting with one of Gandhi's trainees. The guy came to the chapel at the penitentiary, had the Indian dress on and everything, you know. And we sat there and meditated, man, I guess for a period of time, I don't know how long it was. So he said, man, I'm picking up some good vibes from you. He said, I'm gonna give you a name, Ranjit Kumar. And Kumar, I think in India, some of my Indian people have told me they're just like Smith or Jones over here, right? So I said, okay, that's cool. I said, but there's nothing Indian in my blood, so that just don't fit me, you know. So I got to doing research, and I mean, God knows how many times I have seen the Ten Commandments. Sitting there looking at the Ten Commandments one night, little boy said, Dad, the granddaddy said, they're the Nubians. You know, so I said, Nubians. I said, okay, so I get to research and come to find out Nubians, man, you know, they were used for certain things for the pharaohs and all that, which was a hell of a tribe, right? So I get to reading that, then I get to reading other things. So in meditation, man, my name came to me. You know, in meditation, Jamal J Nubi. You know, and what that really means is the beautiful dignity of God's creation. You know, that's what it means. You know, Jamal means beauty or handsome. Jahal is dignity. Nubi, God's creation.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
That's true.
Yeah, so I took that name on. You know what I mean?
All right, we're going to stop right there and stay tuned for part 3 in the series of Mr. Jamal J Nubi. Keep listening for those. I think it's going to be 2 more parts to this series, maybe even 3. Just depends on how far we decide to go with it. Until then, remember, afaicpod@gmail.com, and I'm going to holler at you. Peace.
As far as I'm concerned, this shit is over.